Welcome back. This will be talk number 7 out of this series that we're gonna try to explore more of this Mayan calendar. Last time we were talking about the forces. I decided that I needed to explain a little extra about some of the amazing things about the Maya secrets that are there that not being found by other people. We were talking about, for example, Lamat or Canil, if you use the other dialect. This thing here, this figure here, is Venus, and it's a beautiful notation. It's like astronomy notation about this planet. What it does is there is 4 things that are the closest proximity to Venus. And this is a great notation indicating this. There's 4 things. So you got the Sun, it's close to Venus, Mercury, that seems to be close to Venus, the Moon, and the Earth. Those are kind of the neighbors that Venus has around it. So, in the understanding of the Maya, because if you put Jupiter, that one is not even close to there, or Mars. But these 4 are like very close to Venus. So it's a great representation, astronomical representation. And the other one amazing is Ahau. Ahau is a beautiful way to portray in one picture what is the sun, or what does the sun means to you. Archaeologists haven't figured this one out, but this is a beautiful astronomy writing or notation about this thing in the sky. What it's telling us is what is between us and the sun, what things can be interfering between our point of view and the sun, and the things that interfere or can eclipse things between us and the sun. This is the sun. This is the sun, the circumference of the sun. And this is Mercury, because Mercury is very close to the sun a lot of times, but sometimes it's between us and the sun. And then we got also Venus. Venus can do transits in front of the sun, so it interferes between us and the sun. And the other circle means the moon, because the moon, these 3 things are the only things, and it's how beautiful it is. The genius of the Mayans to put in this astronomical notation 3 things that interfere from our view to the sun. And the other amazing thing is there, if you haven't spotted, is this thing here. You know what this is? It's a comet. So the comet can also get interposed between us and the sun, because it's the sun, the comet. You can see this is the head of the comet and this is the tail. So it's beautiful. It's just amazing to see the genius of these people thousands of years ago. And one little picture to encapsulate all this knowledge about what they were trying to represent the sun. Archaeologists, I don't know, some of them dumb said, oh, I think it's a teddy bear or whatever, But this is my analysis and findings about this cliff, which is amazing. And then I wanted to talk about the months of the year, the 365 days. And the last time that I was talking about it, before I put this one, I wanted to give thanks to Maria. She made these beautiful paintings about the forces. This is just amazing how she managed to get this so beautiful composition of this. Like I said, I have a lot of people that work with me and try to help me. And then we want to talk quickly about the names of the months. This is the glyphs of all the Mayan months. This is important that you know it, because when you input your date into the calculator is going to give you 2 numbers. The first one it's going to give you is the inner count, which is the Solkin count, which is 1 to 13, what number is attached to your count, because it's 1 that is ruling and what's the number attached to the very day that you were born. So I give you like 2 numbers and 2 names most times. Sometimes you can be only 1/4, so that's you're a powerful person. If that's the case, it happens. And then we got the months. The months of the Mayan calendar, this is how you write the symbol for a year. And then we start the tour of the month. This is important to know. Pop is the first month of the year, and the calendar I teach is in April. And Pop means to sit, the mat, the place where you sit, like the one that I'm sitting in here. You can see the textile element. So indicates the year come to be seated, to rule that year, because the Mayan calendar keeps changing the day that is first inaugurated in the year. It's 4 different leaves that rotates. And these are called bacabs. And there's 4 of them that, maybe I should show it to you quickly. Here. There's only 4 symbols that can be the head of the year. And these ones are these 4. They are in a line. Ik. There's Mumir. This year is Manik. The next one is going to be El because they flip around every year. Like I said, the calendar keep moving. Then there will be Kavan, there will be Ik, and then Manik. They recycle. So these are the bacabs, or the leaders of the years. And, well, next year is going to be El, as I said. And then we got Pop, then we got U. The first month of the second month of the year is a month dedicated to give honor all the reptiles, frogs especially, because the Maya believed the frog was so amazing. They was against any rules to kill a frog, because the frogs are the ones that keep the fields safe from insects. And then we got Sib, which is a celebration for hunters, the 3rd month. The 4th month is Sots. This is fascinating because there's a constellation in the sky with the shape of a bat that is located where the sun is there. So it's honoring the bat. For the Maya, the bat was just so holy because it's something in the dark and the night, fly out there and pollinize a lot of the trees and the rainforest. It does so much good to humans, so they were worshipping the bats in that month. People dress up like bats, they did plays depicting to the kids to protect this animal. Then we have the Techek, which is the month of the insects. So this is so close to nature. So they was honoring all the insects because they know that humanity needs the insects. The ecosystems need the insects, and especially the bee. That was appreciated, but the Maya consumed different kind of insects too, so it's important to them, the insects, because they are food for birds, they are food for other animals. Then we got Zul, which is a month that represents the dog or the wolf, it depends. Sometimes I think it could be even the jaguar. So that month is representing that, and the second line in that calculator will tell you which day of each of these you're born in. There's 20, each one of them has 20 days, and you could have been born in any of them. So that number is very important. We'll learn more ahead why it's important. And then we got Yashkin. Yashkin is when it means the sun of the center, or the green sun. And this is the time when the summer thing is going on, the center of the more hottest days. And then this is what that represents. And then we got Mol. And Mol represents the month of males, of men. And you can see the phallic figure in there, which is also amongst to people that work with jade or work with wood and stuff like that, will be the ones in charge to do the celebrations in that month. And then we get number 9, which is Chen. Chen is the month that represents the women. Also it's a month for the moon. It's kind of like an implication of a vagina or something, but it is talking about a full month honoring women. And you get the men first, the women next. And women got the higher number, which is 9, which is holier than the 8. And then we got Josh. Josh was the green. It's a month to honor all the forests, to protect the forest, and to rebuild temples, paint temples and stuff like that. So I mean Josh. Then we go to Sak. Sak is 20 days, the opening with purification. Sak means purification. So in this time they do sweat lodges, and they cleanse themselves in ceremonies in Sak. And the next 20 days is Ke, and Ke means the deer also, and and it also means sacrifice. It means blood too in some of the translations. So this is the month where people would sacrifice some blood out of their and trying to connect to the ancestors. The Maya never sacrificed humans, but they did sacrifice part of their own body. Like, women will save the blood from the period, the menstrual period, because for the Mayan, the blood from the menstrual period was holy. It's the only culture that I know in this world that actually think that the period blood is holy, because what it could produce life. So the women save their blood, put it in a textile and offer it in ceremonies to connect with the ancestors. Because the blood is the connection to the other ancestors, like a postage stamp and the prayers, And if the women didn't have the blood, the person that was representing the family could cut themselves, make a little cut, and put a few drops of blood and offer them an incense to the fire to connect to those other ancestors. The Maya was believed so much into ancestors. And that was cake. And then, or you can use a little bit of hair or something. And then we got Mag, which is one of the holiest months of the year. This one represents the honoring of the elders. This is the god of time. This is the god of the universe. Big kahuna up there. And the elder was the one that directed the ceremony. He was honoring all the elders. Then this one is very important, just Kankin. Kankin means when the sun is the lowest in the sky, when the sun goes the farther to the south, that's the meaning of this. And this is key to the understanding why, when I tell them, the Pope has to be in April for this symbol to work. This is the only symbol that is a map of the sky. Nobody has figured this one out yet. Well, yeah, I kind of figured. This is the Milky Way, and the sun is to the left of the Milky Way. And this is the tree of life, which is the Milky Way. And that's where we are right now. The sun is slightly moving to the left of the Milky Way, and that's what is Kankin, the month that we are into right now at this point in the beginning of January. Then we got Muam, and this is the birds, the month to celebrate the birds. All these creatures with feathers and all that stuff, And then we got Pash, it was the preparation for the planting. So it's bless the seeds that were preparing to be planted. This is like breaking the ground, prepare the seeds. And this is like planting the seed is germinating in Kayab, and also a month of pregnancy. We can see the fetus kind of shape of this leaf, and the corn seed is sprouting some roots. And then we got Kunku, which is a holy cover, the conclusion of the year. Then we have those 5 days that are left over, 360 plus 5 YM. This one is not considered a month, so we know, but it was like Maya will avoid to do anything in those 5 days. They just pray and do ceremonies, and women will not give birth in those days or close to those days. So they watch out for getting pregnant and not being born in the end of March in those days. And this is the symbol for the months of Winal. All of them are months. So I think I'm about out of time. But Kankin is the more important for me, because Kankin is a notation of space. It's the constellations in the sky. And it's a key left in the center of these things for the later generations to figure it out, the calendar. So thank you much for your attention, and I hope this can help you. Bye, Matios.